Hey everybody, Kairi091 hanging out with you. Boy oh boy are we gonna have big fun today, taking a look at Final Fantasy Tactics. Just the tip, I promise. Today's tips are going to be about how to get a lot of JP. Take a look in the description for clickable time indexes that will take you to different topics within this video. Job points, or JP, are important for two purposes. First, as a character gains JP, they will increase their job level, which will unlock new jobs. And second, and probably more importantly, JP is used to unlock specific abilities. If you played Final Fantasy Tactics at all, you probably already know both of these things. So how can you quickly gain lots of JP? Well, let's get down to it. First of all, the Squire job class offers a skill called Gained JP Up. It can and should be among the first skills you unlock, since it makes unlocking other skills so much faster. This will increase the amount of JP you earn per action by quite a bit. It costs a measly 200 JP, and it's a Squire skill, which means you can get it really early in the game, and you should. But whether you have gained JP up on a unit or not, the biggest thing to remember is never waste a turn. Unless you have no other choice, you should never use the wait command. Do something every turn. Attack an ally, use skills like accumulate, use a weak potion on someone who is only missing 2 HP, even in critical fights. Always do your best to avoid using that wait command. Every time you do use it, you're missing out on valuable JP. Next, we'll talk about something I discovered all on my own, way back in 1998, which I called back then and still call now, a JP setup. The goal of the JP setup is to incapacitate one enemy unit and then spend as much time as you'd like gaining JP while the enemy sits there doing nothing. Before entering the battle for your setup, do a little preparation. Ask yourself what each character is going to do to stay busy. You can have them do weak attacks on each other, you can have them steal gil, which is great for the early game when money is tight. Of course, give everyone gain JP up, and also it's a good idea to remove any reaction abilities like counter, since that could cause one of your units to kill the final enemy before you're ready to end the battle. And make sure that you have a plan on how you're going to incapacitate that enemy. You can use speed and power break until they're at 1 speed and 1 physical attack, which will ensure that the enemy hardly ever gets a turn, and when they do, it'll be totally worthless. Or you can use magic, like stop, sleep, frog, don't move, don't act, or anything else that will make the enemy unable to mess up your setup. When you actually choose the enemy for your setup, I recommend choosing a non-undead enemy, because if your enemy unit is dying, you might need to heal them to prevent them from dying and prematurely ending your setup. Obviously, if you try to heal an undead enemy, you're just gonna kill it. Enter the battle, kill all the bad guys except for one, incapacitate the final enemy, and then just quickly go through each turn to gain JP while the enemy sits there and does nothing. Once you've had your fill, go finish the enemy off and end the battle. Pop open the formation screen and reap those sweet rewards of JP. A variant on this technique involves trying to automate the fight. You can get your setup ready and then do whatever you want to automate the fight from then out. A good way to do this is to turn all of your characters into frogs, except one, berserk all of your characters, who are now frogs, except one, turn the enemy into a frog, and then have your last remaining non-frog character petrify himself. Then you should be able to walk away from the game, go do whatever you want, while your berserked frog characters all beat up on the last remaining frog enemy. It will take them a while to kill the last enemy because they won't be hitting very hard, but when you come back, the fight should be over and your character should have a lot of JP. Just be careful to make sure that they don't die while you're away. Using auto battle does not work for this strategy, because if you use auto battle while your character is a frog, the character will run away from combat. If you're gonna do the frog thing, you have to use berserk. The last thing we'll talk about is a bit shady. In the original PS1 version of the game, there's a glitch that lets you get lots of JP, but I don't feel good about using it. Very simply, you open up a unit's ability learning menu, select a job, and then start to learn a skill. But before you choose yes, hold square and push up or down to move the cursor to a different skill, one that you can't actually afford. See that? See how I have only so much JP, which was enough for Phoenix Down, but not enough for this other skill? Well, if I now choose yes, the game doesn't know what to do about the fact that I just unlocked a skill that I couldn't afford, so it bugs out. Sometimes this will result in you losing all of your JP down to 0,000, but sometimes it will result in you essentially getting infinite JP. There are downsides to using this trick, and the first is that if you use it, you are a filthy, dirty cheater. The other downside is that you don't actually gain any JP, so you won't gain job levels, which means you won't unlock new job classes by using this trick. You'll still have to go into battle and gain legitimate JP to gain job levels and unlock job classes. Use this glitch at your own risk, because the outcome can be a bit unpredictable, and it might not always work out how you want it to. So, there you go. There are a few tips, tricks, hacks, and glitches on how to gain lots of JP in Final Fantasy Tactics. If you found this video helpful or fun, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions about Final Fantasy Tactics, which is my favorite game of all time, ask below in the comments, or you can just drop in to say hi. And if you want more big fun, be sure to subscribe to Kairi091. Thanks for watching, and have a fantastic day!